Hello everyone. Welcome to the project discussion for the second half of 2021 with the Technocrats. We have seven very interesting projects for you this semester, and we hope you will enjoy working with us on these projects. If you want to know more about how our society works, check out the video we're sharing in the Meet chat. We'll take questions at the end. Without further ado, let's get down to project discussion. The first project is Bad Joke Detector. We all have that one, or if you're unlucky, more than one friend that cracks really bad jokes and doesn't accept it. And yes, in those situations, you feel like doing what this weird crab is doing over here. But this project gives you the chance to avoid hurting your friends with your words. Here's a chance to prove that they really do crack shitty jokes. In this project, we leverage deep learning and basic NLP to create models that tell how good or bad a joke is. As many of you may know, this is not sci fi anymore. There are datasets available for these tasks, also known as computational humor detection. And anyone can simply train a model to do this. So, what are we doing that's different? There are actually a couple of things. We will be training multilingual humor detection models. This is a vastly unexploited field, and we will not have enough data to train a classifier for something like this. So, we will find ways to work around this lack of data. Besides this, we will also work on finding what exactly gives rise to humor. We will find key points in a joke that make it humorous using machine analysis and try to come to a generalization. And finally, once all of this is done, we will deploy our models for the world to see. Now that I've explained what this project is doing, I'll tell you what we expect from people applying for this project. Firstly, we will need developers who have basic knowledge of deep learning and NLP. It's very important that these people have created some deep learning or machine learning model before, even if it is for a very basic task. Besides these, we want developers who can deploy our project using Flask or Django. While this is not a prerequisite, it is something which we call a good to have. We will give you the resources to learn about deployment, so we don't expect you to know everything beforehand. That's all from my side. Arya, the group leader of the next project, couldn't be here today, but Tushar Vadva will talk about his project. Over to you, Tushar.
Okay, thank you, Kaustav. So the second project is AI interview system. So selection in big companies requires an aspirant to be proficient in coding as well as fluent in his words. The latter sometimes becomes a major anchor for various students with the ability to achieve higher. Otherwise, there's a problem. This is the problem that our current interface looks at resolving. We are building an interface that helps users with a situation by using of an AI that asks questions on the basis of a code which is the aspirants have written, asked from diverse pack of frequently asked coding questions. Then the AI asks the aspirants questions related to his code and sub-staple questions. At the end of his experience, the user receives his interview profile showing his flaws in answering the question, his fluency, and his ability to handle the situation verbally. This can be done on various levels and be stored in future for the future users. We can also provide a growth curve that helps the applicant to judge his progress. So by now I tell you the basics of this AI interview system. So I'm now telling you the prerequisites and the teams that we are building in this, for this project. So the teams are first is MLAI team, the second team is web development team, the third is the deployment team, and the fourth is a UI UX team. So we need people from we require people to know basic knowledge of Python, deep learning, and computer vision for the MLAI team. For the web development team, the requirements are HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Flask Django, and some databases like MongoDB and MySQL. The deployment team will be requiring some basic knowledge of Firebase and AWS. The UX UI team will be requiring the basic knowledge of Adobe XD. So I guess this is the basic of this project. So I would like to pass the next project to Shubhangi Gupta.
Thank you, Tushar. So we all know how hectic it is to read long textbooks, PDFs, and case studies. It consumes a lot of time and energy. So here we present to you paper text. Here, we plan to create an AI which has analytical reading and answering abilities. The AI would have abilities to read books, analyze them analytically, and finally answer logical questions. Our project would be divided into three major phases: extracting text out of a given source, analyzing the given text, answering questions from analyzed database. We will be hiring people for four teams: ML team, web deployment, a deployment team for Heroku, Android development team. For more details and the tech stack, you can refer to the doc given in the form. That's all from my side. Now Naman will present to you his project.
Hi everyone. Have you ever watched a stand up comedy video or a sitcom and wondered whether you would have laughed at a particular joke if there was no audience laughter or laughter track? Well, here's your chance. Our project aims to design a deep learning model to isolate a recognizable voice from a mix of different voices like laughter track or background noise. A sufficiently trained model will also be able to isolate a mix of recognizable voices from the mix too. Apart from being a fun project, speech isolation has many applications in fields of requiring speech recognition. We expect the applicant to have at least a basic applicable knowledge of deep learning in Python 3. Now, that's all from my side. Now, Madhu will tell you about her project.
Thank you, Aman. We all know that a restaurant business is tricky. Minimal margins, demanding customers, kitchen staff shuffling, suppliers inconsistency. All these issues are like the pain points every restaurant owner faces. It is not just the taste of food that is sought for, right from the staff, the interiors, the menu, and the food. Rate, multiple factors account for where a restaurant stands. Then why not go digital, go waiterless? Based on the same theme, this application aims at avoiding wasting the time of the staff. Also, the customer is not under pressure of time for ordering. Instead of having waiters at a restaurant to take the order, we can have barcodes on each table, which people can scan using their app. And they can order using the menu they find on the screen after the barcode scan. For this project, we will be recruiting web developers with Node.js skill, UI UX designers. Moving further, we will be using Python and Django framework for the backend development. Talking about the front-end framework, we can use Angular or Ember.js. Also, we will be using React Native framework for building the native iOS and Android application. We will give you guidance to learn about the various aspects involved in this project. So we don't expect you to know everything beforehand. It would be a comprehensive project that would surely enhance your skills. I think that's all from my side. Over to Costa. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhvi. Now I'll talk about one of the research projects we are pursuing this semester, that is slang detection in low resource languages. Slang detection is a hard task, even in resource rich languages such as English or French or German. Thank you, Madhvi.
Kaustubh, your mic.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Madhvi. Now I'll talk about one of the research projects we are pursuing this semester, that is slang detection in low resource languages. Slang detection is a hard task even in resource rich languages such as English or French or German. But what about slang detection in a medium or low resource language like Hindi or some very low resource language like a language of Africa or indigenous Canada? Well, we will find answers to these questions in this research project. Since it is a very advanced project, we are hiring two teams. One team will be a team of NLP researchers that will read previous papers and work on finding new solutions to this problem. The other team, the team of developers, will code and create solutions as required and suggested by the NLP researchers. This will be a great learning opportunity for both team members to learn and implement solutions that are solving the biggest problems the world is facing today. Over to Amit, who will be discussing his interesting project, Visual Orchestra.
Hello everyone. As all we have seen various types of visual effects in pubs, bars and parties in form of lights and on screen, which creates a sense of joy and excitement in us. Our goal is same to create such hypnotizing visuals from music. That said about our goal, achieving will be in three parts: Android part, machine learning and hardware part. In Android, we will make a UI-rich music player app with implementing Android Media Session to control music from other devices and for background playing. In machine learning part, Our task will be to train a ML model to generate visuals from music notes. And in hardware part, we integrate Bluetooth with Arduino to receive signals from device to dynamically change RGB lights color. Students applying for this part have to bear the cost of RGB lights, Arduino and HM10 Bluetooth module. Lastly, we will integrate these three parts to make our final visual orchestra app. This is all about project. Now there are some prerequisites for applying to this project. Students must have done some basic work in either Android or ML. For hardware part, basic knowledge of Arduino is enough. That's from my side. Thank you.
So that's it, guys. A plethora of projects to choose from. Gauge your interests and fill up the forms fast. The deadline is 8th September. Doubt resolution contacts for all these projects are given here. Feel free to contact them and clear your queries. See you soon.
If anyone wants to ask any questions, we can take them now. If nobody has any questions, then that's it from our side. We hope you can fill the forms as soon as possible because the deadline is 8th September.
Are these projects good if you want to pursue research later on?
Definitely, all of these projects are pretty advanced, and there's a huge research project as well in the middle. So all of these will really help going forward.
Actually,
I mean, the prerequisite is like kind of advanced, right, for a second year or
yeah, same question.
Okay,
it's too advanced, I think.
okay, if there's anything specific, you can talk about that. We don't require you to have very deep knowledge of the prerequisites. We need you to know something very basic about it. Say, suppose if I'm saying that a prerequisite is Django, for example. So we don't require you to know everything about Django. We just need you to know that how you can build particular things in that, or how you can go about deploying a model using Django.
But once we participate in the project, that we can do alongside the project. It's not like if we are like if we have time, we can do it alongside the project now. That much.
Yes,
Or
that's why we keep the prerequisite just the basic knowledge of that particular field. We don't require you to know everything. We'll even give you resources to learn it side by side.
okay, then it's fine. So basically, if you are willing to give our time, then the prerequisites will not be like that much problem.
Yes, definitely.
I would like to add a point like you have to understand that this project will span over the entire semester. So you will have ample time to, even learn and then implement
Yeah,
those things.
yeah. That's why I was like saying that along the project we can learn also.
Yeah, I guess 4 to 6 months are very enough to, learn anything and then even
Yeah,
implement it.
yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Some questions are there in the chat too. Costa, you may answer them.
Okay. Madhvi, do you want to answer that one for Weightless app, React Native or Flutter?
Yes, React Native. Kapil Singh, yeah, it's React Native.
Okay, Gaurav, for this, as we just discussed right now, I think the prerequisites are just there to tell you what you should actually have a little bit of an idea about. We don't need you to be an expert in that particular field. So, and we'll give you resources to learn it as well. So, it won't just be a direct project implementation. We'll be helping you with the learning as well. Vansh, could you specify which project are you talking about?
And basically, when will you give us the reply of the Google Forms?
That'll be within a week after the deadline. The deadline's 8th, so
Okay.
by 15th, you'll get the results.
So you will take an interview after that.
Yes, that'll depend on the project. Yes, that'll depend on the project and the
Yes.
project leaders. Yes, but mostly yes, everyone will take an interview.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
For paper txt, I would like to answer once. For front end, we need React.js and Bootstrap. For backend, we need Node.js, REST API, and for database, we need MongoDB. The tech stack is mentioned in the doc shared in the Google form. You can refer that.
Vaibhav, the thing is, we usually, whichever project we're doing is, it's a pretty major project, and uh, you'll know this going forward that in any interview or anything, any useful reason that you'll be using this project, you will need to have a very deep knowledge of that particular project and that particular field. So we won't encourage filling forms for two projects because you won't be able to concentrate on both. At the start everyone thinks that they'll be able to manage everything, but that's not what happens going forward in the semester, so we don't recommend that.
If I filled the form for like second project, then and if I didn't get selected, then I have to fill the form for second option now only, or you will consider the interview for all the projects.
We'll consider you only for the projects that you fill the form for.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Like you are saying, you can only पार्टिसिपेट या फिर उसमें की क्या कहते हैं एक ही प्रोजेक्ट में हम पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं कि हम मल्टीपल में भी वो फॉर्म भर सकते हैं उसके लिए.
um, एक ही का होगा, एक ही में भरना फॉर्म प्लीज.
Also, like they're asking, what if they fill the form and they don't get selected, and what if they fill the other form and they have a better chance of getting selected in that project, right? So it depends. It might depend on the interview. So I guess we can let you know, or Kaustav, can you just clear the out right now?
So, matlab, so is it beneficial for us to fill the form for two projects?
Okay, I think we can do that. We'll let you fill form for multiple projects, but you will be selected only for one project overall. uh, then you can choose whichever. If you are selected for multiple projects, then we'll give you a choice which project you want to pursue, and then you'll go ahead with that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Gaurav, if you would have noticed, we shared a Google Form link as well. In the Google Form, if you'll see, we have given document links to each of the projects, detailed explanation. So in that, there are prerequisites, there's project description, project timelines, and you can know everything about it over there.
Actually, I just checked. The Google form you shared, we can fill the Google form only once. So I think if I fill the one, you can just consider me for all the projects and taking the project I filled as the priority one.
No, Ansh, we'll edit that. We'll accept multiple responses now. We'll just change that right now. But the problem with that is we can't consider you for all projects because sometimes it happens that some particular person is, trying to go into one particular project and is not interested in something else. So we can't just consider them for all projects. So we'll change that right now. You can submit
Yeah,
multiple
I
responses.
understand. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yash, which project are you talking about? Tushar, do you want to answer this? Yash has asked a question in the chat. Tushar, are you there? Yash,
Sorry. Yes, you can apply for that.
if you don't have any questions, you can leave the meet. We don't have anything else to talk about now.
Sorry.
Yes.
Uh, sir, actually, sir, I was a bit late in the meeting, sir. So, can you explain, sir, in brief?
We'll upload the video to YouTube and
Ashish,
everything.
we'll upload the video. Yeah. Ashish, we will upload the entire video of this session on YouTube and we'll share the link. I guess you can even try to join our WhatsApp group, the one we have for our, joinees, aspirant joinees. So you can join that group and we'll share the link everywhere. We will try to share the link everywhere, and you can watch the entire session there. We have just
Okay.
in brief, we have just given what are the we have explained the projects, and we have explained what we require as prerequisites from the various applicants to have for those particular projects. It's not that you can always read all those prerequisites from the form where we have provided all the documents. So that's it. You can if you want, you can watch the video too. We will share the link soon too. Okay.
Okay.
If you have no questions, you can start dropping out. And if after seeing the video, if you have any questions, you can contact the project team leaders. Okay, thank you everyone. Madhvi, you can end the meet.
Yes.